press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, after a long time again we are meeting, right? So let's start a new chapter today. So how shall we start it? See, let me give few examples, or probably let me make you people think. Just go to your wardrobe, okay? Like you keep your shirts, your dress, all the things in a particular wardrobe, right? Go there, okay? Just check all the clothes. Just check the materials. Maybe some 5 to 6 shirts, or some trousers, even dress materials, dress you might have got, right? Some 10 to 12 pairs you might have got that. Go check each and every material. Okay, this is the first activity. Second activity, just go to the kitchen. Okay, go and check in the kitchen. You have variety of spoons, right? The spoon, like what we call tablespoon. You have certain spoons which you use to use it for making all the dishes. Probably for curry you have one particular kind of spoon. Okay. Actually we in English, okay, probably like when it comes to the culinary activities, it is called as spatula. Okay, so it is made up of all this wood and all. So the shape keep changing, right? Okay, let's not go with that itself. You can see the tumbler, right? You can see a big vessel. You can see a cooker, right? So like, have you ever thought, from where does this come from? Who does give those shapes to all these things? Have you ever thought about like seeing the wardrobe? Yes, I have so many variety of whereabouts. So who gives the shape to all these things? Have you ever thought about it? If not, start thinking today. Okay, start thinking. Who actually gives a shape to these things? Okay, now see, I have this bottle. Okay, I have the bottle here. So can you see the shape here? So who did do that? Okay, who gave the shape to that? Okay, you daily have your books, right? You use your books, notebooks, textbooks, etc. So have you ever wondered how these things to come into existence? No doubt we get it from shop. If at all you were in class, you would answer, ma'am, we buy it from the shops. Then who does, does all these things to make it reach to the shop? Yes, to understand this, we have to know a particular thing, that is industry. Okay, what actually is an industry? How it actually works? So are there any varieties of industries? So how these industries have come into existence? So let me tell you, industries where it is having its foundation, or say it is there in the nation from time unknown. Okay, but it started gaining importance just after independence, because people started they started knowing many things. Okay, they started feeling that yes, through these industries we can do many wonders. Okay, we can produce many things. We can just convert some raw materials into finished goods using the industrial machines. Okay, so they started getting these knowledge. Okay, there was an industrial revolution then. Okay, so earlier days we had many much more problems when it comes to industries, because the people who is to work, okay, the people who work in the industry, we call them as employees, right? So employers are the one who actually hire the people. Okay, there is a difference between employer and employee. So when it comes to an employer is a person who hires, okay, he hires another person. And who is an employee? Employee can again be called as the worker or say the labor. Okay, even he can be considered as a laborer. Okay, and he is hired by the employer. So he is hired, he works for the employer. So what is an industry then? Right? See, have you ever thought how these things come into existence? Now regarding paper, there is an example given in your textbook. Let me explain that itself. So very first what they do, they cut the trees. See, now if you are going out and all, just see there for the construction of the roads. Okay, this Harihar Davangere road is being cleared. Right, they are removing all the trees. Okay, that too very big trees which were there from time unknown. Right, actually we feel bad. We feel bad. See, many times when I cross the road, I really feel bad seeing the trees being cut. Because we are going with the deforestation itself rather than afforestation. We are just removing everything, right, just for our own sake. No doubt government will take care of afforestation, nothing but they would plant more plants and all like that would be done. But again, till it becomes tree, it would take time, right? So this was something which was available. There are few places wherein what they do, they remove the whole tree and they replace it, they put it somewhere. Okay, it will be shifted. Okay, the whole tree will be shifted from that particular place to another place so that it should not be cut. Okay, so a few states, okay, few places, in fact, even in Bangalore we have seen that. So anyway, that is secondary. So when it comes to, yes, what I wanted to say is they are cutting the trees. Now what they do from the forest and all, they do cut the trees. Those trees which are cut, okay, that will be chopped, like those wood will be transported. It will be carried from forest to the pulp mill. Okay, the mill wherein it is converted into pulp. Okay, so the pulp mill, okay, there they transport all the wood. Then the wood will be processed. Okay, they process the wood and that will be converted into wood pulp. Okay, so what they do, the wood will be converted. Now for the paper, okay, for manufacturing the paper, okay, manufacturing the paper, what actually we need? Manufacturing of paper. For that, what is the raw material that is needed? So the raw material, okay, here raw material is the wood, right? Tree, like from tree we get it, right? So wood is the raw material here which will be used to make the finished goods. What is the finished goods? Finished goods is nothing but it is the goods, it is the good that is produced using the raw material there. Okay, so that is, now paper is produced out of this wood, so that will be considered as a finished product here. So when it comes to this, okay, it will be processed as wood pulp. Wood is taken, it is transported from forest or any areas from where the wood has been taken to the pulp making industry. There the wood undergoes certain process and it is processed into what? The wood pulp. Later on, it is mixed. The wood pulp is mixed with certain chemicals wherein finally we get the paper here. Okay, we get the paper. So the wood pulp, so see, wood being a raw material, it undergoes certain process, then we get the finished good. So can you people now think raw material undergoes certain process, right? It undergoes many of the process, we get the finished goods, right? Finished goods. So raw materials, it always undergoes certain process here. It depends what kind of process. It totally depends. Chemical process or some dryness process. It totally depends upon the industries. Then this paper, okay, the paper which undergoes certain like press and all, then they get ink. Nothing but the paper, the plain paper gets inked, right? You will be having ruled sheets and all, right? So that will be done at another place with lines and all will be put. So now you got to know how we get the notebooks. If at all it is a textbook, definitely it will be inked by somebody else. Like they'll be knowing what exactly they have to ink. So that will be done by the different industries. You can check here, right? The publisher's name will be given. Okay, you can check there. So they edit the book and even they give like who has edited, like who is the editing person, like or say the company. Then like a publisher's name, etc. will be given. So secondary activities or manufacturing change, what actually they do? They change the raw materials by undergoing certain processes, okay, to give a finished goods. To come up with a finished goods, the raw materials has to undergo certain processes here so that the finished goods will be given. Okay, just to produce the finished goods, the raw materials will, or it is supposed to undergo certain processes. So as you have seen here, right, in just before some 2-3 minutes I said the pulp is undergoing certain process, chemical process, then only you will be receiving the paper, then only you will get the paper, right? So here these represent the two stages. Okay, it is representing the two stage, nothing but the paper like made from pulp. Okay, like when it comes to see, as I told you, two process. One is wherein the wood, okay, the wood is changed to pulp. Okay, first process. Under first process, the wood is converted into pulp. Then the pulp is, it mixes up with chemical and it produces paper. So there are two processes, right? One is making pulp, the other one is making chemicals. So chemical is necessary. Like chemicals are used to produce or give a finished goods. So secondary activity, see, as you have studied, like maybe in the next year, like the 9th grade, you will be learning economics. There you will be learning the sectors, okay, sectors of economy. So there are 3 sectors. Very first sector, okay, it is divided like this: primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So there are 3 sectors. So very first sector is primary sector. So this is totally included all the agricultural activities, farms, okay, farming activities, etc. So all these things, they get mixed up and they come up with, they are included here. So the farm activities will be carried out. So that is itself like the like primary sector. So any agricultural activities that is carried out or any other processes that is done, okay, so related to the earth, okay, like especially related to the farming. So then we consider the income that is gained from that activity, we call it as the activity from agriculture or primary sector. The second one is secondary sector. Okay, it is totally the manufacturing industries. Okay, the secondary sector, it includes manufacturing industries, wherein the industries, okay, what they do, they use the agricultural products. Okay, they totally depend upon agricultural products. Sometimes, like other products also they do depend upon, but yes, most of the time they depend upon the agricultural activities itself, and they take up all the agricultural, like finished goods, the goods that is produced out of agriculture and all, that is considered to be the finished goods there, right? So those goods are used here as a raw material and they undergo certain process to produce or to give the finished goods. Clear? Yes. So when it comes to this, the paper made from the pulp or say the cloth made from cotton have their own value. Right or wrong? So now, wood. Even if you take wood like that itself, definitely it has got some value. But when wood is converted into pulp, again pulp is converted into paper, definitely the utility or say the value of paper is more, right? So the value, it is increased here, the value of that particular paper is increased. So value added will be changing like at each stage. Now when wood was converted into pulp, it had its own value. Now when pulp is converted, with chemical, it is converted into paper, then paper is having its own value. Thus, what they say, the finished good has got more value and utility than the raw material. Okay, not always. It is not always the same. Now imagine fruits. Fruits are taken, right? Fruits are converted into juice. Okay, then the juice is converted into chocolates, jelly, all those things they do, right? So when they are producing, when the agricultural products, we get all the fruits. And don't you think the fruit is having its own value? Definitely it is having. But if that is used as a raw material, even as a raw material, it is having more and more value. But there are certain things. Now you see wood. Okay, if you are considering only wood, maybe wood is only useful for making just like that itself. If you are using, maybe for construction and all, it is used. But if wood is converted into paper, paper is having more value compared to the wood. So that is what is said here. Nothing but the raw material is having more value compared to the raw material is not having more value compared to the finished goods. Nothing but finished goods is having more value and even utility. Nothing but its usage. So more as the papers are produced, definitely people do use those papers. So this is how it has to go. So now, what is an industry? What do you mean by an industry? See, industry refers to a place wherein economic activity is concerned. It is concerned with economic activity related to the production of goods, extraction of minerals, or provision of services. See, when it comes to an industry, there is a triple test. Now, see, to call any of the working place as an industry, it has to satisfy the triple test. Okay? So this triple test was actually it was first used in a particular case, that is Bangalore water supply versus Rajappa. Okay, this was the case wherein they did apply triple test to call a particular place as an industry or not. So when it comes to triple test, there are three things which an industry has to satisfy. The very first thing is there has to be some systematic activity. Okay? So some systematic activity has to be carried out by the people there. Okay, systematic activity. So the triple test says that if at all you want to call any of the industry as an industry, any of the place as an industry, working place as an industry, then the industry has to satisfy the triple test. That is, a systematic activity has to be carried out. The second one is there has to be employer and employee relationship. Okay, employer and employee relationship. Nothing but there has to be a kind of contract or a good understanding between the employer and an employee. So the triple test which was laid down under Bangalore water supply versus Rajappa case. Okay, so what they say, there has to be some systematic activity. No doubt, when can you call a working place as an industry? If they are carrying out any business, trade, okay, any business, any trade or any undertaking is being carried out, then definitely you can call that particular place as an industry. So if at all only that thing cannot be called as an industry. It has to satisfy the triple test. That is, systematic activity has to be carried out, and there has to be employer and employee relationship, which is very, very important. The third is for the production. Okay, the employer-employee relation should be there for the production of goods or say services. Okay, for the production. Okay, for the I'll be writing it here. So for the production of goods and services. So that place can be goods and services. So that place can be called as an industry here. So that is what they say. So what is an industry? So industry is a place wherein they carry out the business or say the trade. So as there was a confusion because deciding about one particular place, okay, deciding about one particular place or one particular thing to be called as an industry, it goes very difficult. That's the reason the triple test was applied there. Nothing but systematic activity, employer-employee relationship, and even there has to be production of goods and services. So that place can be called as an industry here. So industry, it refers to an economic activity. As I told you, see, when it comes to an industry, so industry has got its own value. Do you agree with me? Definitely. So industry has got its own value. How can you say that it has got its own value? Because industry is the one. Now you see, when I said go and check in your kitchen, you are having many utensils there, right? Many vessels are there, utensils. So if you check everything, it has got its own value, own shape, own utility. Right? So imagine you have a cup and saucer. Why do you use that? People do drink tea, coffee, maybe milk even, right? People are having mug, they do use those things, right? There are few vessels which are particularly used for preparing curry, right? There are few vessels which are particularly used for preparing rice. So each and every vessel is having its own, shape, own utility, own value. Then who gives such a shape for that? Who actually is giving or using or making, or giving that much of importance? Like how that is done? So who is the person who is doing that? So it is the industry. It is the place wherein the raw materials are used and that raw material is converted into the finished goods. Understood? So, as we did discuss. As we did discuss about the paper making, see, no doubt. So paper making, during the paper making, what did they do? They did come up with, the wood was taken, it was transported, right? Now the wood transportation, that comes under tertiary sector. So tertiary sector, it totally depends upon the services. Nothing but it gives the services, maybe banking, maybe transportation, for telecommunication, all these services. The services that are provided, it is provided by the tertiary sector itself. So you can consider the secondary sector, nothing but the manufacturing industries. It is connecting both the agricultural activities, nothing but the primary sector and even the tertiary sector. Nowadays, tertiary sector has got much more value because services, they are providing services, right? Even now, you see, you are getting this online classes. It is because of the internet service that is being given by the tertiary sector. And yes, if at all you check the economy, definitely this time the tertiary activity, because of the tertiary activity, we have gained the maximum. So this we can understand. So let us, the next one is the classification of industries. Okay, so when it comes to the classification of industries, see, before to that, yes. So when it comes to manufacturing industries, we have iron and steel industry for the production of goods. Okay, as I said, goods and services. Okay, yes. So production of goods and services. So when it comes to production of goods and services, we have iron and steel industry here, and we have something called as coal mining industry, wherein they extract the coal. right? They extract the coal here. And then comes the tourism industry, wherein service providing industry. So that can be considered as a service provider. Okay, so this is how the class, like the provision related to the goods and services can be understood. So that is how it is classified. Okay, like that is how the things are changed. Now we'll see when it comes to classification of industry, we can classify the industries on the basis, on certain basis. Very first is on the basis of raw material, okay, on the basis of raw material. So raw material is something which is raw in nature, okay, it is not having a definite shape or color, like a definite, see, it is something that has to undergo process so that we get a good finished goods. So for example, seeds. If you are considering agricultural activity, if a production we say, right? So if at all you are using the seeds will be sown, right? So seeds are raw materials, okay, for the production of the crops. Now when it comes to manufacturing industries, it is the classification is done on the basis of raw materials, on the basis of size of the consider size of the capital. Capital is nothing but the investment, okay. Bandwala, in Kannada they call it as Bandwala. So on the basis of ownership also we can classify the industry, okay. So like there are different kinds of industries which you can consider. So it is like on the basis of raw materials we divide, on the basis of size of the capital we decide, on the basis of the ownership we decide. Now let us know about each and every thing in detail, how that is classified, okay. So when it comes to the very first part, okay, when it comes to the very first part, that is on the basis of raw material. So how do they classify it? On the basis of raw material, let us see about that, okay. Very first thing is on the basis of raw material. So on the basis of raw material, we classify the industry as agro-based industry, mineral-based industry, mineral-based industry, marine-based industry and forest-based industry. So the third is marine-based, okay, marine-based industry. The next is forest-based. Yes, so agro-based industry, mineral-based industry, marine-based industry and forest-based industry. So when it comes to agro-based industry, see, agro-based is nothing but in the word itself, in the word agro, agriculture, okay, agro, agriculture. So it is it is based upon the usage of plant and animal based products, okay, as a raw material. Here the industry agro based, okay, these industries are totally depending upon the raw material, that is plant and animal products. Now for example, food processing unit, vegetable oil, cotton textile, okay, cotton textile and even dairy products, okay. You might have visited any dairy and all, right, or probably you can see the Nandini, like you have this milk parlor and all, you can check in there, right. You have all the dairy products there. Leather industries, okay, can be considered here as an example. So when it comes to agro based, okay, so like Yes, so agro-based industries, so totally depending upon the plant and even animal products. So the industries are depending upon, as I told you, like if at all juice and all has been produced, okay, juice industries and all, if you are considering, then definitely it is agro-based industry itself, because the raw material used there is called, you know, the like agricultural product. So when it comes to, yes, that is the first thing. The second is mineral based industries. So mineral is extracted, right? Mineral is extracted. So mineral based industries are primary industries that use mineral ores as their raw material. So they use the mineral, okay, they use mineral ores as the raw materials to come up with a finished product. So now, see, when it comes to this, I can give you example now. Now you think about the utensils. Okay, so mineral based you can consider there, because most of the things. So yes, to see, when it comes to this, iron made from iron ore is the product of mineral based industry. So it is like used as a raw material, okay? Iron ore is used as a raw material for the manufacture of number of other products. Again, so iron made from iron ore. So using iron ore, okay, they come up with iron, okay, they come up with iron. So iron is done. So that iron, okay, product of mineral based industry. So most of the manufacturing industries, that is machines, railways, building materials, etc. For these things you need iron, right? You need all the iron rod and all. So that can be used, okay, this is used for the producing those things. So yes. So next is marine based industries. So marine based industries, those depend upon the marine products, okay, raw materials. So for example, see the products from the oceans, sea, etc. Using these things, they go, like you might have heard about sea food and all, right? So processing seafood or manufacturing fish oil, etc. For those things, few industries come into existence and they totally depend upon the marine, okay. So from sea or say like ocean, they take up the raw materials. So taking those raw materials, they come up with the finished goods. So that is one thing. So that can be considered as marine based industries. The last one is forest based. So this, I guess, like you people can tell, right? From the forest, okay, utilizing the forest to produce, okay, utilizing whatever it is produced in the forest, okay, maybe the wood, okay, so all that is used for the further production. So the industries which are associated with the forest, are pulp and paper, pharmaceuticals, using all the making all the drugs and all, okay, like medical drugs, and even furniture and buildings, all your furnitures, your glass bench and all, you might have seen, right? Even iron is used there, even wood is used. So both, right? Forest based and even mineral based. So you can consider that there. So next is on the basis of size. So this is like the raw material, which is classification which is done on the basis of raw material, that is agro based, mineral based, marine based and forest based. Now considering the size. So size in the sense like the capital, okay, how much capital they have put, okay, like how much capital they have invested. On the basis of size, you can classify the industry again. So how it is classified then? Okay, so how it is classified? Let us know about that. So when it comes to size here, okay, on the basis of size. So again it is classified as small scale industries or say large scale industries. So it is classified as 2 into 2. That is small scale industry and then the large scale industry. So when it comes to small scale industry, it refers, see, when it comes to on the basis of size, it refers to the amount of capital that is involved here, okay, that is invested, the number of people employed, even these things matters a lot. When it comes to industry, okay, the number of people working, even that differs. Again, that can be classified here. So the number of people working and even the volume of production, whether it is only 10 products a day or 1000 products a day, it totally depends. So the volume of production also matters a lot. It is depending upon the capital, okay, the production, okay, even the employees who are employed there, okay, and even the production, okay, the volume of production. So these things, size, like on the basis of size, like these three things matters there. So very first is small scale industry. When it comes to cottage or say household industries, wherein pottery, weaving of baskets, or say like other handicrafts, okay, wherein they produce those and all, they come under small scale industry because the investment is very less here and even the employees are very less in number and the production that is produced, okay, the production they come up with is limited. That's the reason we can consider them as, or we can classify them under the small scale. Then comes the large scale. Like large scale industries are the one wherein production of automobiles and heavy machinery, wherein it is considered to be large scale. So investment of capital is very high there. Okay, investment of capital is very high and the technology used is also superior here. Okay, so the technology what they use, okay, the technology that is used is very high, first thing, and even the amount they put or they invest in as a capital, okay, so that is considered to be, you can consider that as the large scale industry, okay, so wherein heavy machinery are produced or even the automobiles. So when it comes to small scale industries, silk weaving, food processing industries, these come under small scale industries, and large scale industries are like all the machinery, heavy machinery they produce or they manufacture, or even the automobiles for that matter. Okay, the next one is ownership. So see, we did discuss about the classification on the basis of raw material and even the size. Now let us know about the next one, that is the ownership. So on the basis of ownership, how the industry is classified. Let us know about that. So on the basis of ownership, we have these things, that is private sector, okay, private sector, state or public sector, or say joint sector, cooperative sector. So we have private sector, okay, private sector, state or public, okay, state or public sector, cooperative sector, and the joint sector. Okay, so when it comes to this, okay, so the private sectors are the owned and operated by individuals or group of individuals. See, like group of individuals or say individuals, wherein government will not poke its nose in there. There is something called as laissez-faire, wherein government will not intervene in whatever works carried out by the individual or a group of individuals. So that will be considered as a private sector, wherein only the private person will be carrying out that industry. The public sector is owned and operated by the government. Okay, for example, you can consider Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, or say Steel Authority of India and Steel Authority of India Limited. You can consider such companies wherein it is state or public governed. The next is joint sector industry, wherein it is owned and operated by the state and even individuals or a group of individuals. See, it can happen jointly, both by the public, nothing but the state, and even the private sector. So both together, okay, together they do come together and they jointly take up or carry out an industry, so that can be considered as joint sector. The last one is cooperative sector. So it is an industry which is owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials. So those industries, cooperative, with cooperation between each other, that is the supplier and the producer of raw materials, they work together. So for example, Anand Milk Union Limited and Sudha Dairy. Okay, these are the two, this is considered to be an example for the cooperative sector, wherein both industries are owned by the suppliers. Okay, the suppliers are, who are the suppliers? Suppliers are the one who supply either the raw material, okay, or any services. So suppliers, they are supplying the raw materials, or even the services are given by them. So those people can be called as the suppliers. And producers are the one, okay, producers, the one who produce. Okay, so those people can be called as producers here. Yes. Now, are there any factors on which the industry totally depends upon? Do you think so? There are certain factors which is really needed to decide about the location of a industry? Definitely. So what happened? Can you see? Now in Davangere itself, you people know some area is called as an industrial area. Why is that so? Why those industries are not there in this PJ extension or near your school and all? Why they have not opened those industries? Can you answer this? Definitely you can answer, because industries have their own location. Right? So industry is having its own location, which I'll be discussing in the next class. So today we did discuss about what is an industry. See dear students, industry is a place where the economic activity is carried out related to the production of goods and services. So any place wherein business is carried out, or even trade is done, or any undertaking is done by an employer, okay, wherein he hires employee and they are having a good relationship to come up with a particular finished product, right? So when it comes to this, there is a triple test. Okay, as I told you, there is a triple test that has been applied just to call a particular place as an industry or no. So there they have to carry out the systematic activity like one after the other. So you see, in the production of paper itself, wood was cut, that was transported, right? Then it was converted to pulp. That pulp, got mixed up with chemical, and then they came up with paper, right? So that is a systematic process. A raw material, it undergoes certain process, the finished goods is produced. So that is a systematic activity. To carry out this activity, there has to be employer and employee relationship, because employer is the one who will be giving the work there for the employee. Understood? He will be the one who will be giving the work to the employee. So he will be working according to the guidelines given by the employer. Okay, so that is how they will be having good relationship. And next comes the production of goods and services. So the place wherein they produce the goods and services. So then again, the classification of industry, it is classified on the basis of, raw materials, on the basis of size of capital, okay, even not only capital, even the employees and the production, okay, like the scale of production. Then comes the ownership. So these are the three parts, it is divided into three. The classification is done on these bases. So next is factors. The students, factors, will be learning it in the next class. Thank you so much for your patience. Have a great day. And dear students, if you have any doubts, please let me know about the same so that I can discuss the same thing. Thank you so much, dear students. Have a good day.